Alright guys, get excited. We're back to Super Adventure Island 2. And here's another island we can have a super adventure on. Fua Fua Island. And I'm gonna try and use this new item we got for killing that weird looking tree. Let's see if we can submerge this light gate here. Guess not. Well, let's try using our sword. Let's, maybe this weak spot up here is the problem. No? Okay. I guess none of those things helped. But it's okay, you know? We're gonna keep going and see how... and fight some monsters, whatever. This can get kind of tedious, but only in the sense that if you have low health, you're gonna be in big trouble if you have to fight these things. Not really, because, I mean, if you are careful and just look at them, you're not gonna get attacked, don't worry. And this is what we do with the light stone. This is the light gate it was referring to. Pretty easy to tell. It's got the little symbol, and you use the little thing with the symbol on it, and you're good to go. Puts these conch shells down, and as wide open as this game might look, it is relatively linear for the first part, and it's got, I don't know, it's got a lot going on for it, though. Let's try out Boa Boa Island. That's likely where the game wants us to go next, right? Well, not exactly. Can't open that up. We're gonna try our lightstone, and as you can probably guess from here on, the lightstone is now completely useless. It only existed to close that one gate, and nothing else that you have will open it, so let's try this door here. What do we have here? You flatter me, Mr. Stone. Alright, well, we'll see what we can do. Jesus! Oh, this guy's a wuss. Just keep hitting him in his face. He's really not that tough. Whoa! It spits fire! Whoa. Sincerely. He does a bit of damage, but he's really not that bad. For a lizard and gladiator armor. Well, there you go. He gets us the sunstone. No biggie. And really, I think this is pretty great game design because it teaches you that you want to look all over the map before you just go straight to whatever island you might find. I like that. It keeps the whole linearity. It kind of distracts you from it. I don't know much about game design, but I know what I like. I like Super Adventure Island 2, and I like the lesson it gave you, which is you don't have to go straight to the next place, which is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go all the way around. We're going to find something good. I said all the way around, Higgins. Thank you. If you stop listening to me, that is the moment the monsters find you and eat you. Do you see what happens? Silly fool. Whatever. But no, I like this game a lot. Yada yada yada, that's why I'm playing it, whatever. Okay. We're gonna go into this whirlpool. It's a lot better, a lot more convenient. And if you'll recall correctly, the king gave us 100 coins earlier to spend however we wished. Do whatever you like. And I like that. You don't really think anything of it. It just is a thing that happens in the game. But there you go. Here's a good reason for him to have give you 100 coins. I have 190, so I mean, obviously, even if he hadn't, you would have been okay. But see what happens, man? Like, it's a little thing you don't think about, but it's designed so that you definitely have enough to pay for this thing that you need to be able to do. I like that. And you see what happens? You push this thing and standing on top of rocks, you feel like a real hard ass. It's great. Now you may go as you like in here. Whatever's in here. Oh, it's one of these hot springs. It's good news. Refills some of the damage you shouldn't have taken in those really easy monster segments. But you're gonna go all the way back around. It's not the easiest when you have to fight monsters, and you'll notice the monsters kind of start to change. Usually, I've noticed, I think it's supposed to be the closer you get to another island, the more difference you'll expect to encounter in monsters, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes it works that way, sometimes it doesn't. Like right here, I'm fighting buzzards and urchins. You don't see the urchins in Hiya Hiya, and you also don't see the goddamn buzzards in there either, but you saw the penguins, which are in... whatever, who cares. And You'll also see why it's so important you got those 100 coins, because if you hadn't, you couldn't push this rock, and you couldn't open this treasure chest to get this ice bell, which I'm not going to spoil what it does, but it's very important to your quest, Master Higgins. So now the most important thing is simply going all the way over and fighting more monsters, I guess. Skulls or whatever. I don't know exactly why, but I guess it's always good news to fight more monsters. More good news, right? I don't know, like, it just kind of flusters me, like, I want to say that it's random if the monsters show up, but honestly, like, it's the Super Nintendo, so by random, I guess that just really means a pattern that's modestly complex. Thankfully, we don't have to fight anymore. Goddamn, Hiya Island has some good music. Sadly, we have to pause it for a second, or else we can't wake up this giant beast. And when you ring the ice bell... I like the joke here. I wish you could speed up the text, as funny as it is, but I guess it's all worth it. It's cute. So what are you gonna do, you know? And with that, we finally get to enter a new island. This one's a lot of fun. For an ice island, I'm kind of surprised. Like, there's no slippy, slidey nonsense. It's just good times with rabbits. And I don't know exactly why this one isn't popping out, but whatever. I guess just had to wait for him to do it on his terms. And lots of low health. Good. There we go. Perfect. Really wanted to grab that. Damn it. I am clumsy. Whatever. I've noticed that his snowballs, I guess, do less damage than him just running straight into you, which is odd, but I like the ice turtles. I like a lot of the enemies in this stage, and there are those penguins that we saw earlier. Missed that coin. Not a big deal right now. And we get a fire sword. I really like this weapon. Like, it's not particularly this weapon, but I like the idea of constantly upgrading weapons. Nope, better go grab that. Hold on. And is it gonna get... Got it. Excellent. And if you look at the ice turtles, they kind of start to yawn, which is a cute little animation touch. I like that, because they have no attacks. They have... Oh, and I want to show you something else. Let's say that you only have the silver sword. You can't break this. That's pretty cool. So I want to keep the fire sword out. And even if you have to come back here for whatever reason, you'll definitely want to keep the fire sword out, because even if you upgrade your sword at some point, only the fire sword can break that little ice platform. Which is, I don't know, it's cool, I guess. Anything cool in here? Wait, let me check. I missed that. No, just can't get up there. Whatever. No biggie. We'll just keep going. And these ropes are blue, and that's good commentary. Okay, now, just keep killing penguins. That green stuff still isn't too handy for us, but we'll use it later. And nothing over there. I'm gonna keep going. I like the Yetis. I don't know why. I like the yawning turtles. This is a good stage. This is probably one of my favorite stages in the game. Even as a kid, I really liked this a lot. When I was looking around for this game, I was looking for, like, the ROM for it, and I downloaded Super Adventure Island because it sounded familiar. They have similar titles, that game and this one. I can't pinpoint the difference exactly, but I just like the stage. I like the boss at the end of the stage. You don't have to like this boss, but I do. It's okay. We'll figure it out together. And I just wanted to see what was up here behind these walruses. It's a stone tablet with some very important information. Well, thank you, Mr. Tablet. It's not going to be any help to us just yet, but... Well, I already know what I'm doing. I guess I didn't have to read that, but that's for your edification, not for mine. I know what I'm doing. You don't. Unless you do. You might actually know what to do. I mean, you've probably played this game before, but that's... We can't do anything over here, so don't worry about that spot. We'll get to that later, probably. Definitely, because we're going to open all the treasure chests. But I want to see what's up there behind that door. It might be something also important. And again, I just want to showcase what this game's got to offer. I want to show you all the tips and tricks and other things, I guess. Not a whole lot. Nothing too special here. Ah, hot springs, thank God. Had to recover all that damage that I didn't take. Well, I took a shitload of damage, so I guess to be fair, I'm glad that I got all those health vials. And I'm glad that they give you the health vials and you don't have to just look for a hot spring, because that would be a real pain. And we got another treasure chest with some fire armor. We're gonna slap that bad boy on. Says it works well in the cold, and honestly, I'm fine by that, man. Because this stage seems to be about as cold as this game's gonna get, unless it just gets progressively icier, in which case, I don't know, it'd be interesting, I guess, but what are you gonna do? And let's use this push power. I get too clumsy with these penguins, I don't know why, but our health's back to full, the armor's done us well, and after we've pushed that, a new path opens up, and I gotta share a little anecdote with you, and I'm gonna have to break the fourth wall a bit on this one, man, but you'll notice I'm playing a little goofy. I'm really not so great. When I'm recording to shove this stuff onto a hard drive, I'm actually listening to my iPod, and all of a sudden I started hearing Hiya Hiya Island's theme start to repeat. I'm like, well, that's fucking crazy, and I got really distracted. What had happened was, this game's music started coming up on my iPod, which I have to actually admit to you, in front of God and everyone, that I was actually listening to this this game's music on my iPod, because it's good. I had it on there already. I don't know. I'm sad to admit it, but it's there for you to realize. But I like this game's music a lot. And it was a weird coincidence. Destined to happen, I suppose. But what are you gonna do? That's alright, man. I hope you'll forgive me, and if you don't, whatever. I don't care. Just take your fucking views elsewhere then, you peasant. How dare you question my might. But keep climbing up to the top. I wanted to grab those 1,000 coins, and, you know, while we're here, we might as well get back up, and let's see, anything over there? Nope. We still need to turn off the switch, or else we won't have access to that treasure chest. And you gotta be careful, like you saw earlier when I was blathering about my iPod, because I can afford one, you fools. I really can't. Don't take that as a quote. I'm gonna get that health, by the way. You saw we have a little... Unfortunately, we have an invisible floor, which I really don't think helps. I don't really like that at all. It really bugs me. It's not my kind of thing. The invisible floor sections are just kind of a bummer. Because they don't really have any reason to be there. And you want to hug the right wall so you can access this treasure chest for the fire shield. Honestly, the shields... sometimes they disintegrate projectiles. To me, really, I don't find a whole lot of use in the shields, but I get them anyway just for collector's sake. You don't really get like a grade at the end of this game based on what you collect, but I don't know, I like collecting things. It's fun. Might as well, you know? You only live once, as my friends over at Degrassi used to say. Finally, though, we're getting back to where we need to be. Getting more close to the end of the stage. And we got another thing to pick up, and be careful getting it. It's a life bottle. We needed one of those. Don't fall down there. But we didn't have much option, so it's all good. That's kind of something I didn't quite like about this stage, even as a kid, is, if you think about it, if you try and walk in there, there's really no sign that that's an empty floor. So really, it's kind of extending gameplay in a way that's fairly unfair. And that's just really... that's not worthwhile to me. That's the only real thing that I have a problem with in this game. That, and then there's one thing in a later stage that just isn't much fun to me. But we'll talk about all that when we can. It's most important to just focus on what's in front of us right now. Or just grab the rope. Thank you. Jesus, you're embarrassing yourself. And might as well get coins while we can. Again, coins, they're only important for a handful of things. And actually, I like that. You kind of hear the snowball, like, fizzle out on Higgins' shield. The shields are cool and everything, but they're not that useful, I guess. Not gonna happen, little bat. Oh, these are flying squirrels, not bats. My apologies. The bats were further downstairs. Like, I kind of like the look on Master Higgins' face when he's pushing the thing, but he's not actually pushing anything. It makes him look like some kind of weird chipmunk monster. Probably should have gone off to the right there, but whatever. Who cares? No big deal, I guess. We'll handle it later. I've already wasted enough of your time. Well, I guess every minute you spend with me is a wasted minute, but you know what? I'm glad you wasted it with me, and not with anyone else. Thank you, my love. Alright. Anyway, wow. Let's just keep going. It's a good stage, you know? We're gonna kill this guy. He's a fucker. And this boss, I don't know why, but he stuck out to me as a kid. That's why I'm playing him so poorly. And I can't explain exactly why, but maybe it's just the whole Mammoth and ice thing, and again, like you see, I'm really not trying that hard to avoid him. But I like the music as well. It stuck out to me as like really good music, and let me show you actually how you're supposed to do that thing when he rams into you. See, he charges, now just starts slashing, and his nose kind of coils back. No, this music, for some reason, as a kid, I was like, man, this is really great music. This must be like what adults listen to. Because, you know, I was stupid. And I don't know, I still really like it, and now that I am an adult, that is what I listen to. Or you could just duck, by the way, you don't actually have to hit his nose. And you killed him, and you can... No, now I'm starting to think more and more about listening to this music, and it's just kind of... Things just kind of get sadder the more I say them, I suppose. But here's a cutscene. Let's ignore all the depressing tragedies of life. Oh. That sounds familiar. What a crazy coincidence! But that's the end of the stage. We're not exactly done yet, though, because I want to, you know, fight some more monsters. I wanted to just move away and, like, get close to the next island, but I guess it's just time to fight more monsters. Why not? God, this is something else. Alright. This is just embarrassing. Okay. We're gonna finish that, and then we're just gonna call it a day. Thank you for spending time with me. This is a hell of a video to make, I'll tell you. I'll see you later.